everyone, it's been a long time since my last video here, and today I would like to talk about this need that we have, well at least I do, that we have to fit into certain groups, into certain standards. And for example, we even have this, how do you call it? We even have this term to describe it when we say somebody is the black sheep of the family. So what we mean is, we have the whole family of white sheep, and then we have this person who is the black sheep, and then this person, has to fit into the family, and sometimes it's just, it's just some completely different personality, but we seem to think or to feel that there are certain parts of ourselves that cannot be accepted. And there are certain parts of ourselves that we have to leave behind. We cannot manifest, we cannot express. And as a mother, my biggest challenge is to raise a child. So my son is 14 years old. Is to raise a child who is free to manifest or to express whatever feeling, whatever thought that he has. And sometimes it's quite hard because we were raised and trained since we were very little not to express the way we feel. And very recently I received an audio from WhatsApp, and people thought it was very funny. And it was a kid, and the mom called the grandma, or was sending an audio to the grandma, and she was telling him what to say. So she was saying, oh, say thank you to grandma because she gave you socks. And he goes like, oh, thank you, grandma, thank you for the socks. And she goes like, tell her that you liked it very much. He goes like, no, I didn't like it. And then mom, no, you have to say you liked it. And then you see, that's the way we were trained and we were raised, that some things you're not allowed to, or it's not polite, or it's not good to express. And come on, I mean, he's a little child, so what's the matter if he says, grandma, thank you very much for the socks, I will wear them, but that's not what I wanted and I didn't like it. And what's the matter with that? Why would grandma be, how can I say, have her feelings hurt just because her how do you call it, just because the child expressed the way he feels? So what's wrong with that? But we seem to think that expressing our feelings and the way we feel can hurt other people. And of course, sometimes it can be painful to hear things that, for example, this grandma, maybe, she put a lot of effort and love into buying those socks because she knew that the kid, the grandchild needed some socks. But anyway, and then of course she gave it like with all her love, but then the child says, I'm sorry, I didn't like it. So why, why we as adults would be hurt just by hearing that? If we gave, from all of our heart, like, why? So sometimes I feel that we try to be like this game babies play, which is called, I think in English, it's called stacking and sorting. And there's like this game where there's like a little house, and there are some pieces that the baby has to sort, and then he tries to fit into the house. And so they're like a star shape, and then the star shape only fits into the star hole, and so on, and the circle and the square. Anyway, so sometimes I feel like I am this star, and as a star I have like 5 edges, but then I try to cut them down so that I become a circle, so that I can fit into the house. So that's how I feel sometimes, and that's how I feel people are sometimes, and that's how we behave towards other people. And I remember when I was a child that I didn't really enjoy like this physical contact with other people, especially adults that I didn't know. So I felt uncomfortable because I didn't feel really like hugging them. I didn't know them, I didn't trust them, like, it wasn't someone like I loved that I wanted to hug. And I remember my mom, she always told me, oh, you say hello to this person. And here in Brazil, it's very common. So whenever you say hello, you kiss each other, right? And as a child, I remember people would kiss me on my cheek, and I would just, go like this, like, yuck. Like, for me, it was so disgusting. And my mom, I remember as soon as the person left, my mom used to tell me, yeah, you don't do that in front of people. I mean, they will know you didn't enjoy it. And what the heck? And then, when my son was a child, I remember that sometimes he was very shy, and I watched myself doing the same thing that I disguised, when I was a child. I mean, that I didn't like when I was a child. And I remember telling him, say hello to this person, and he didn't want to. So why did he have to? And since we are very little, we are trained and we are raised to be very obedient. And, that's the way how we relate to God. Because we really think that God's love is conditional, and we really think that we have to be good people to be loved by God. And I mean, it's really hard for me to fully understand or feel that I can be loved in whatever way I am or behave in it, even if I clean away somebody's kiss, that I didn't enjoy. So that's fine, that's just okay. So I feel that what we need is to be free people, because also I realize when I do something that I didn't want to do, and it doesn't come from my heart, when somebody asks me to do something that I don't want to do, and I just do it just for the sake of being a good person, of being accepted, or to fit into some sort of group, that's what, for example, spiritual people do. Spiritual people are very understanding, and I do that for the sake of keeping that image of myself. Then I realize the only feeling that comes from that is anger, because I get very angry because it's actually, I didn't want to do that. So that's why I believe it's very important for us to be free people and to express and manifest whatever is in our, within ourselves, because that's the only way we can realize that everything is just fine. Like everything we feel or think, it's not solid, it's not what we are, it's just a moment, and we can express that and manifest that in whatever way and anytime. So that's the purpose of recording this video here. I would like to invite you to think about that and to try, like I'm trying, to be a free person, a free heart, a free mind. Thank you very much for your attention. I'll see you very soon.